Ladies and gentlemen, boys and MBs, welcome back to Call of Duty, and let's talk about Season 6 and The Haunting, which may be the worst haunting to date. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you are new here, which there is a 97% chance if you're seeing this video, you're not subscribed, because 97% of my viewers are not subscribed, which is insane. If you think last year's haunting was better, let me know below, because that's what I think, and I think they could have done so much more, giving us boss fights, putting bosses all over the map. Let's break it down. And I'm just saying, boys, tell me this does not look like a Skibby Toilet skin to you, because it definitely does to me. So with Season 6, there is one new multiplayer map, which multiplayer has been absolutely spoiled the majority of this year, getting tons of after-launch support in new maps. However, there's a reason we've only seen one new map for the last few seasons. That was actually confirmed today, that all of Sledgehammer's maps for these seasons were stolen and put into Black Ops 6, a game that's had 4 years of development, the most time a Call of Duty has ever had for development. They need to steal maps from Sledgehammer Games to put into their game, just retheming them, which is extremely sad. We did get a reskin of Meat, and I guess 5 new versions of Shipment, because much like Black Ops 6, I guess they expect us to only play small maps in multiplayer here. Once again, there's no new game modes, which is a shame, because there's so many game modes that we don't have that are absolutely incredible. Once again, it's a giant L on the season there. The new guns do look absolutely incredible with the H-Car, the new battle rifle. Then we also get a new LMG, which is Russian in origin, and a couple of aftermarket parts. Let's break this down further and get into these notes. So of course, they're going to give us the battle pass here, which will have Michael Myers in it, and a new character that is not canon to any lore of Modern Warfare. I mean, it's cool we get Michael Myers, but whatever on the rest of it. We've got our one new map of Drive-Thru, which actually does look like a pretty decent map overall. Its TAC map actually does look good for Search and Destroy in particular, probably Dom as well. Outside of that, though, there's not really anything here. I mean, we've got Mad Cow, which is just a flooded version of Meat, and it's set in the early morning, it looks like, but I mean, it's Meat just for walking in water. Maybe it'll make sound when you step, and it'll make the covert sneakers useless, but I doubt that. It's lackluster at best, but it gets even better with not one, not two, but 5 new versions of Shipment. I think they've made 10 different versions of Shipment this year alone, and really, the only one we could have used was either the Sunny or the Arena one, so you could actually see on the map and not have to worry about things. We've been asking for a good version of Shipment all year, so I guess they said, here's your pick, take 5. But with the way the system works, we're only going to see them on rare occasions because they're all going to get equal play. So like I said, Shipment, we've got Arena, then we've got the Stay High version, which is definitely going to be a skip because I don't need all of those colors. We've got Bitmint, which they should have just dropped with the Bitmint event that they had. I don't understand. Ghost Ship, which is the haunting themed version, which makes sense to come out now. Then we've got Sunny Shipment, which everyone has been asking for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. I don't understand why we get it at the end of the game's life cycle. Horde Point, Mutation, Infected, and Arcade. All old modes, that is what they're saying is coming in this battle pass or season. It's just a battle pass. But I mean, we've had all of these modes before, so lovely. More regurgitated dog shit. There's new rewards for ranked, so if you're interested in ranked, there they are on screen. It's the same thing every season. The only update for zombies is they did make it to where you no longer need sigils to go into rifts, and they've taken all the schematic cooldowns and cut them in half, so it is much easier to get what you need now that everyone has a 30 stash stuffed full of orange tools and pack 3 crystals. It's just dumb. Everything here is dumb. You should have done this last year when the game dropped. Don't get me started. Moving on. As for Warzone, with the overview, they've given us a new version of Rebirth Island that has a drivable version of Shipment floating in the air above it, which sounds really, really weird. And with this, they are giving us a Purgatory mode of Zombie Royale. It says cheat death in the new Purgatory limited time mode, where anything goes and face off against the undead with the return of Zombie Royale. The reskin of the map actually does look alright. but that's the entire center of the event, so it's not really a big deal. As for Vondel, they've done a nighttime version instead of just using last year's, which last year's looked incredible. This one, not so much. They just made it nighttime instead of being an actual Halloween-themed map. So we will have Zombie Royale on Vondel, but we will not get it on Big Map. Big Map gets literally no mention in this entire patch. New Mastery camos for Warzone, as well as XP, which the new camos actually do look pretty good. Whispering Veil is definitely something I'm personally going to go after. Now for weapons, we did get a new battle rifle of the H-Car, or as they're calling it in game, the DTIR 30-06, which I am hyped for this because the H-Car in the real world is an incredible weapon. Even though it is using an outdated caliber, it is still an incredible weapon. So the H-Car is going to be a slow-firing, very hard-hitting weapon that I expect to feel a lot like the AMAX did if you played Warzone 1. The only thing I could probably compare it to would be something like the TAC-V if I had to guess, but we'll find out soon enough. The other weapon we have here is the RPL, or the cast-off LSW as they're calling it in-game, and the way this reads, it reads like you'll be able to use this in close range and be very effective with it, because I think this may work almost like an SMG. It says here that shirking the traditional role of an LMG, the cast-off LSW encourages closing the distance to your targets by pairing a high fire rate with incredible accuracy in tactical stance. Hopefully we don't have to use it in tactical stance to be good up close. The weapon also sports a fast reload speed, so you can get right back into the action after exhausting its 100 round default mag. Very interested to see how this thing works because it sounds like it's going to be a very good time. The aftermarket parts are kind of jank this season. We've got a rocket launcher conversion for the Cat AMR. We've got the Storm Ender being turned into a giant taser that it does say is fatal, so you can use it to kill enemies. And then we've got the Jack Lance for the Guardian shotgun, which is going to essentially turn it into a crossbow with 3 bolts. Not a very good season for aftermarket parts, and I believe they are going away for good with Black Ops 6. It's actually very sad. Once again, another fantastic innovation Call of Duty throws out the window. The Battle Pass has a 3-headed Ghost skin, even though it's not for Ghost, it's for a character called Alone. The Black Cell is probably the worst one we've ever seen, as the characters are essentially like an 80s black and white TV with a bit of sepia. I'm trying to see if the photo is here of it, but from what I've seen, they look extremely bad. The only skin in the entire Battle Pass that I've seen that actually looks good, in my opinion, is the one of Farah, which is at level 1. The level 100 skin, the face looks interesting, but we'll have to see when we get there. Of course, we do have Michael Myers in the Battle Pass as well, which is kind of cool, but everyone's going to be running him, so you know how that goes. We've got Slamfire, a character that has nothing to do with Modern Warfare 3, and they've just made up to wedge in here to say they can give you 3 new characters. We've got Daryl Dixon coming as a viable bundle for probably 2,400 COD points. He does look really good though, having 2 skins in the bundle. It's actually really dope, and if there was carry forward, I would definitely get it myself. We've got the Terrifier as well as a part of the Haunting event. I know we don't usually cover bundles, but this is the Haunting, so we might as well. Trick or Treat, we've got a little bit of trick-or-treating costumes here across various operators, as well as Sam himself from the Trick or Treat series. Then we have the Skibby Riz itself, because we have Makarov and Valeria doing the Skibby Toilet here. Just kidding, it's from the movie Smile. It's the new one's coming out. The second I saw this, all I could see was Skibby Toilet. Being Russian, just like the creator of Skibby Toilet, it makes sense. Then they show us the upcoming bundles for the season, and they are the most lackluster Halloween-themed bundles I think I've seen to date. And that's kind of sad because this has been the most ridiculous year for skins to date, and they just dropped the ball when it comes to Halloween. Very sad, not a fan. Thank God this game's almost over, but I don't think the next one's going to be much better. They have confirmed that there will only be 4 weeks to the season to unlock the camo, so that is very good for us with the game coming out 4 weeks after the season starts, Black Ops 6. So if you do each of the 4 weeks challenges, you'll get the new camo here of Drawn and Quartered, which is a decent looking camo and it is animated. And that is pretty much it. Ladies, gents, envies, it does not look like a good year for The Haunting, which is really sad because The Haunting is absolutely the best time of year for Call of Duty. And with all of the news with Black Ops 6 needing to steal content from Modern Warfare 3, it makes me think next year's not going to be good either. I don't know, you're still here, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will absolutely get back to you. I think Call of Duty is in crisis mode, and it's going to be a very, very rough year. But until next time, leave me alone and like the video.